Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 412. I'm Phil Graham. Today, we're going to be answering the question, are Facebook ads dead in 2025? Which I think is ridiculous, but a lot of people seem to think so. I guess they like to lose money. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Is it true? Is it dead? Well, let's cut through the noise and all the BS today. Facebook and Instagram ads are not only alive and well, but I believe they are better than ever, especially for those who are skilled at doing them. So, little sneak peek. I believe that Facebook and Instagram ads, otherwise known as meta ads, are still by far the best place to advertise in the world by a country mile, with so many opportunities to thrive. They have billions of users on Facebook and Instagram and all the meta properties, and it's likely way more users than anywhere else online. So it's highly likely that your customers and clients spend a ton of time on Facebook and Instagram and Threads and etc. So today, we're going to talk about the perceived problems that people seem to have and why they think that it's dead or dying, as well as, more importantly, I want to talk about who's winning with Facebook and Instagram ads right now and how advertisers can adapt to the changing landscape. So it should be a great show. So before we jump into the content, if you guys are looking for some extra help with your ads, maybe you want to finally figure this stuff out, you want some one-on-one help that's personalized to your exact situation. If you're looking for some coaching and consulting, or maybe you want somebody to run your ads for you, for either one of those things, just go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and let's connect. So, seeing as this episode is coming out today on April 1st, otherwise known as April Fool's Day, I could have had a different title saying Facebook ads are dead, which clearly would have been an April Fool's, but, I wanted to make sure and phrase it as a question. The sad thing is there's a lot of misguided people that actually do think that Facebook is dead, which is crazy. And when I say Facebook, I also mean Instagram and WhatsApp and Threads and all of the meta stuff. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about this though. Number one, why are some people saying that Facebook ads are dead or dying? Well, you've got the privacy restrictions from like 2021, which was, I guess, now 4 years ago. But guess what? Number one, every platform has those types of restrictions. You're not Apple unless you're Apple, right? So that's a normal thing that's been here for over 4 years now. And there's been a lot of time that's gone by and a lot of ways to update technology to overcome those types of challenges. So privacy restrictions, while it's not as easy as it was before, it's not a deterrent that makes it so you shouldn't be advertising. Like, that's insane. So privacy restrictions are nowhere near as much of an issue as they were before. And even before, it was still very workable and doable, but even more so now, 4 years later. I hear people talking about some rising ad costs, some higher CPMs. Well, here's the thing. I can see plenty of accounts, tons of accounts, and CPMs are all over the map. Some are higher, some are lower. So many are just still in their normal ranges. But regardless, even some of the higher CPMs I see, they're not like an insane number. I think it's still an amazing value to reach people where they spend their time. And so you just have to be skilled at this. But in my opinion, the costs are actually a steal. I think there's still a great value and a great deal. That's my opinion. But I see a lot of accounts. I see a lot of CPMs. So I definitely believe that is insane that people would say that because of CPMs. And by the way, compare Facebook's CPMs to some other platforms. It's like a no-brainer to advertise on Meta. Another thing that I hear a lot is people talking about how there's more competition or saturation online, on Facebook, on Instagram? Well, number one, wherever there's people, that's going to be the case because that's where people spend their time and that's where you need to get their attention. And that's going to be any platform that has lots of users. That's totally normal. That's actually a good thing. It's like if you were going fishing, you could fish at a lake where there's like no fish, and you might be the only one there. And you might think, oh, this is awesome. I got no competition. There's a reason you don't have competition because there's no fish there. You're better off going where there's lots of fish. If there's lots of competition, there's still lots of fish. But the other thing is, what if you get really good at it and highly skilled? And you realize that the competition usually is not very good at it. That gives you an even better advantage. You should actually want this. You should want lots of competition because the cream rises to the top. The people that are highly skilled and really good, it actually gives them an edge. And that's actually a good thing. And then the other couple of things I hear people kind of complaining about are the algorithm, how it's unpredictable. Guess what? It's always been unpredictable, and it's unpredictable on every social media platform in the world. So that's totally normal. It's always been that way, and it will always be that way. It's definitely, in my mind, never a deterrent to advertising at all, like not even close. That's ridiculous. And then one more thing I hear quite a bit about from people as it relates to they think Facebook ads aren't working or dying is that they're using AI a lot and they're having either inconsistent or really bad results. Usually it's not Facebook's fault. You know, if you're only using Advantage Plus, for example, and nothing else, that's really kind of your fault. If you're putting your stuff into ChatGPT and just spitting out some generic ad copy without putting any of your skill or expertise into it, that's your fault. I love AI. I use it for a lot of stuff, but I also combine it with my skill. And that's what makes the difference. And so that's insane that people think that it's dying because AI isn't working so good. It's like, nope, that's a user error and that can be fixed. So those are some of the things I hear from people about why Facebook ads aren't working well. I've already kind of debunked them a little bit just in talking about them. But let's talk about what's actually happening in the business and advertising landscape, especially on Facebook and Instagram. Let's have a reality check, shall we, my friends? So Facebook ads, Instagram ads are not dying. They're actually growing. They're actually growing their users, which helps everyone. So they're evolving. It's really the opposite of dying. And things are different now than they were maybe 5 or 10 years ago because now skill matters. Do you have to be better at running ads now than you did maybe 10 years ago? Absolutely. But that's a good thing for those with skill because many of your competitors probably don't have it. So if you get it, that gives you an extra advantage in those situations. So that can make a big difference. When it comes to privacy, like I said, that's something, the iOS stuff that's been around for over 4 years. Meta has had lots of time to adapt and create new technology to help with that. And there's also new strategies to deal with it. You know, the answer is not to abandon your ads and just quit. That's crazy. And, you know, the fact is, there's still lots of advertisers that report strong results, especially with updated strategies. So there's a lot of opportunity there. So I want to talk a little bit about who's winning with Facebook ads right now here in 2025, because, you know, a lot of people want that kind of information. It's important to them and they might be struggling. You might be struggling. I don't want you to have to struggle. And as always, there's never a guarantee when it comes to business, whether it's in advertising or just running a business. Nobody can see the future. So none of this stuff is a guarantee of success. However, if you look at different strategies and tactics and what's working for some others and different ways of looking at things, and you use data to make smart decisions, that's something that might give you an edge. I certainly believe so, without a doubt. So let's talk a little bit about advertisers that are thriving right now. I believe that it is businesses and advertisers that are actually investing in having really strong creatives and messaging. So that doesn't mean that you go out and buy $10,000 cameras and hire professional photographers and all that stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It's going to be a mix of different things. Number one, sometimes it's just investing time. It can also be investing money as well. Sometimes you're going to pay to get some UGC created, some user generated content videos, like nothing wrong with that. Sometimes, there's going to be an investment in having ads run for you. I mean, that's always something that advertisers should be considering, especially if they're not extremely highly skilled, unless they want to get that way. And then you could invest in getting that way through coaching and consulting. But it's normal. You should think about, investing in strong creative, strong messaging, so you have great images, great videos, and great messaging. It's not enough to just put your ad copy in ChatGPT and have it spit something out. I've got a process, it's like a dashboard that's a really smart brain that ChatGPT can use that's specific to our situation. And that makes a huge difference. I've actually done consulting calls with clients just to teach them how to build that for themselves, or I build it for them. But it gives you, in my opinion, a big edge. So investing in that kind of stuff can make a difference. Also, advertisers I see winning are also leveraging strategic retargeting. Retargeting is always a big topic that's talked about. Some advertisers don't do it at all. Some do it a little bit. A lot don't do it very effectively, but there's a lot of opportunities there. So making sure that you're strategically retargeting with strategic messages, some segmentation and things like that. There's a lot of people can do that end up winning and doing well. Also, I already kind of mentioned this, but I also believe that those who are winning are highly skilled advertisers that are strategic and they are using data to make decisions. They're not just randomly running ads without a strategy. They're not making decisions based off of emotion. They're using data. That can make a big difference. And then another thing I see is that advertisers and brands who are working on diversifying their placements. So, they're making sure that they create some stuff specifically for reels and stories. They might have a messenger ad. They're creating things for multiple placements and really diversifying that on Facebook and Meta and eventually Threads as well. But those are some things that you could really focus on that I see people winning with ads. If you do all those things, does it mean you're automatically going to win? Well, I couldn't say that about anybody because there's tons of variables. But those are some common threads I see amongst some of the people winning and the brands winning with ads right now. So I highly recommend you guys test this kind of stuff. And then lastly, let's talk about how to adapt to this different environment quickly. You want to refine your targeting strategies and really focus on creating quality audiences. Next week, I'm going to have what I would call like a 5-minute audit for you guys on next week's episode that can kind of help you figure some of this stuff out when it comes to that targeting. So you'll know more about that next week. But also, again, make sure you invest in more engaging, creative content, videos, images, carousels, ad copy, strategy, data evaluation. Whether you're investing in yourself or someone else to do it for you, or a combination of that, as well as sometimes investing in some of the stuff itself, again, like videos or images, stuff like that. That's something that could make a big difference. You want to make sure to adapt that you're prioritizing building warm audiences. You are retargeting effectively and smartly and really testing segmentation along with broad stuff. And you really want to leverage different placements, different cross-channel marketing ideas, your email list. And obviously, we haven't even really talked about this, but you've got to have great conversion optimization on your website as well. So that's really important. This stuff all works together. So in conclusion, I absolutely believe Facebook and Instagram is still the best place in the world to advertise for businesses by far, by country miles. And it can be very powerful, especially if you have skill or build that skill and you really do it strategically. So I really encourage you guys to focus on this and adapt instead of abandon and just quit. Adapt to this kind of stuff. So go out there, check your campaigns, your targeting, your creatives, your messaging, and make sure that you're adapting to today's ad environments and make decisions based off of data, not emotions or not what some fake guru said somewhere else. Use data. and your skills. So my friends, I hope this was helpful. Facebook ads are alive and better than ever here in 2025. Episode 412 is in the books. Thank you so much for being here. We've got a great episode next week about my 5-minute Facebook ad audit. I'm excited about that. Make sure and check that out. If you want to get in touch, philgrahamdigital.com is the website, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I'll talk to you on next week's episode. Have a great week. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.